This is a business Mitt Romney helped start. And this one. And this steel mill. Mitt Romney helped create and ran a company that invested in struggling businesses, grew new ones, and rebuilt old ones, creating thousands of jobs. Those are the facts.
Newt Gingrich was a career politician selling access here in Washington, D.C.
84 ethics complaints while he was Speaker, driven out of the speakership in disgrace.
Having to pay $300,000 for lying, for complete fraud.
Newt Gingrich is also the latest example of how the corrupt revolving door drives Washington.
Paid $100 million playing the revolving door game.
If you've been Speaker of the House, you're always an insider.
Gingrich received up to $1.8 million from Freddie Mac just before it collapsed.
Newt Gingrich renewed his support for an individual mandate, a key tenet of President Obama's health care law.
Newt Gingrich has been on both sides of a long list of issues.
He went the other way when he got paid to go the other way.
One serial hypocrite exposed.
He went the other way when he got paid to go the other way.
Now, another has emerged. Rick Santorum, a corporate lobbyist and Washington politician, a record of betrayal. The facts? Santorum promised a balanced budget amendment, then voted 5 times to raise the debt ceiling, even for the bridge to nowhere, adding trillions to the debt. Then he admitted, I'm no longer a deficit hawk. I had to spend the surpluses. Santorum promised to stand with workers, then sided with big money union bosses and opposed the Right to Work Act. Santorum promised to fight the special interests, then took the most lobbyist cash in Washington and was named one of the most corrupt members in Congress.
I deliver babies for a living, but I also do an investment letter. It's called the Ron Paul Survival Report.
And it covered a lot about what was going on in Washington.
Can candidate Ron Paul overcome his newsletter problems?
There are some pretty racy and racist things if you read some of these letters.
In one, the author suggests that 95% of black men in Washington, D.C. are criminals.
Boy, it sure burns me to have a national holiday for that pro-communist philanderer, Martin Luther King.
These stooges don't scare me. Threats or no threats, I've laid bare the coming race war in our big cities, the federal homosexual cover-up on AIDS.
The assumption is that this guy is like your crazy uncle, but you never expected your crazy uncle to get this far. The problem with him is that he's got some very sound points, but then he's kind of, I don't know, in other areas.
600,000 Americans died in a senseless civil war. You buy the slaves and release them. How much would that cost compared to killing 600,000 Americans?
In that campaign, I promised to be a president who would build a better future, who would ensure that this generation had the same chances and the same opportunities that our parents gave us. That's what I'm here to do.
Plan designed to help revive the economy. $787 billion, biggest package of government spending ever.
Bad news to tell you about the economy. A new and frankly eye-popping picture of just how much debt is piling up.
This year's budget deficit will be the biggest ever, $1.5 trillion.
After 09 and 10, you add to this year's deficit. Here's a president who's run up $4 trillion in debt in less than 3 years. He doesn't have a clue.
The president's new budget for this country. He unveiled it today, a record $3.8 trillion ready to be spent.
I will be held accountable. I've got 4 years. A year from now, I think people are going to see that we're starting to make some progress. If I don't have this done in 3 years, then there's going to be a one-term proposition.